Hi, everyone. I'm Ed Robertson, host of TV Confidential. Thank you so much for listening to our program on PWRN, Passionate World Radio Network. If you like TV Confidential or any of the other programs you hear every week on PWRN, please consider supporting this station by becoming a patron of Passionate World Radio Network through Patreon. It is easy to do. It won't cost you more than a few dollars per month. And best of all, you will help PWRN continue to educate, enlighten, and entertain our global audience of 10 million strong and growing. For more information, go to patreon.com/PWRN. That's Patreon, Patreon, patreon.com/PWRN. And thank you again for listening.
Welcome to P Passionate W World R Radio N Network LLC, a multimedia company. Ann Arbor, Michigan, Boston, Massachusetts, Liverpool, England, Melrose, Florida, Los Angeles, California, Fullerton, California, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Illinois are one of the many broadcast homes of PWRN, a multimedia company. The world in your hands. And now, without further ado, let me present to you one of our many hosts and their programs.
Welcome to WomenSpirit Rising. My name is flash-silvermoon, and I'm hosting this monthly radio show, and I'm joined by other priestesses of different traditions and other sisters to offer live on-air rituals for healing the planet. And for this program, we'll be celebrating summer solstice, a ritual to bring the fire of the heart for peace, healing, and right leadership. For all of us who've been really going through it this month, we invite all the sacred mothers and ancient ones to bring peace, healing, and balance back to the world. And so this is co-created by me, Flash Silvermoon, and Aurora Whitebird and Esmeralda Willendorf. This is quite the time, and we really do need to pray our prayers for right leadership, especially for those in the path of the storm Cindy. And our friend Cindy is out in that path too, so we put out special prayers for you. Opening the hearts and minds of the world to operate from a more heart-centered place, healed and unified, calling for healing and right leadership. So when you're out, call in one of her names, one of the goddess names. I love doing this program. I don't understand why it got a little wacky when we started, but it is moving into deep-heartedness so that we can raise the vibe for the tribe. And joining our circle this month is Aurora Whitebird, who is an earth keeper, pipe carrier, and priestess of Isis. And Aurora, how can people find you?
I can be located on Facebook at Aurora Collins, and my website is http://aurorawhitebird.htmlplanet.com. And I can also be reached at my store in Ocala, Florida, which is called Crow's Crossroads Shop, and that's also on Facebook.
And Esmeralda of Willendorf, Moon Magic, how can we find you?
You can be reached on Facebook at Esmeralda Amber Willendorf, and I also have email at Willendorf, WILLENDORF, at acceleration, ACCELERATION.net.
Okay. Well, our circle will rotate others in and out as needed to offer up a cauldron full of tasty gumbo, yum, provided by spirited, wise women. And we offer you a template, if you will, for your own circle magic, should you be a novice, and a space of safe spiritual sisterhood, no matter what your skill level. All are welcome to listen and enjoy the fine energy that we'll raise. So get your smudge bowls cooking, or your favorite gem elixirs, perhaps flash-silvermoons or a cleanse, or golden armor even, which if you're allergic to smoke or just don't want smoke, works just fine. So please do bring your open hearts and enthusiasm to enrich our magical cauldron. We are reweaving the luminous crystalline web that surrounds the planet, including all the interlocking sacred sites that have been so methodically aligned for the planetary healing and elevation needed at this special time. So join us. There's power in numbers, we know this. Power in numbers of like-minded others. So, we're enduring a time when the people and the planet are feeling more vulnerable with such abrupt changes and wounding on so many levels. So we do need love, peace, healing, and elevation, and as I said, right leadership. We're seeking divine intervention for maintaining the right leadership for the highest good of all during these troubling times. So a little bit of the astrology. We've got a lot of retrogrades now, one would imagine. And Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto all have been retrograde for some time. And this has been one of the things that have been slowing us up, really. It's been one for the books. Now, a sweeter aspect tonight, for tonight in specific, and we're approaching a new moon too. Mars, Mercury, and the Sun will be conjoined, all in Cancer, which is liable to bring some soothing and powerful energies to and for the women, as well as trining Neptune, hence all the water. The T-square, including Jupiter in Libra, squaring Mars in Cancer, and Pluto in Capricorn, this has all brought many difficulties to us, and it's pushing us hard to clear out and clean up our messes, whatever they might be, and find new ways to be in the world. Who are you? Who do you want to be now? Saturn's been working us, really working us for quite a while, squaring Chiron, and with an odd trine to Uranus. And see, Saturn and Uranus are so opposite type energies from each other. One, Saturn's very, very strict, and Uranus is like throw the rules out. So you put those together, and you got what we're having now out in the world, where some people are throwing out the rules and some people are sticking to them desperately. So this convergence of energies may not exactly make you feel like skipping joyfully through the gardenias or making it to all the parties available. So just honor your inner knowing and seek the lighter jaunts when you feel up to it. These moments may seem fewer than you're used to experiencing, but experience them as best you can. Because when we experience such a strong and powerful aspect, we can feel like we're locked into the energy. So we have many options as to how to deal with it, but we do not have the option to ignore. So depending on your personal chart, this aspect will be harder or less difficult. So moving through this time, most profound dynamic change. And the energies are accelerating faster and faster, it seems. But anyway, to not dwell on all of the problems and the violence and the funk out there, I'm going to suggest that we do a little exercise that being someone who tends to absorb everything, this has helped me, and it's called Becoming the Sun. And this is a solar holy day. And we will do this exercise. First, you want to ground your energies through your feet. Just take a few deep breaths and just feel that energy going through you down into the earth, through your feet. And then let it come back on up and into your feet, through you, and then have some energy now coming through your head so that you're basically feeling energy coming from up, coming down. And when you get to your heart chakra, start to image the sun in the sky. And I know it's dark now, but think of a very beautiful sunny day. And that sun is just beaming down on you. And as you see it, as you feel it, bring that golden ball into your chest, feeling yourself really becoming this beam of radiant light. Just really feeling you are now a ball of radiating light. Your heart is the sun. You have become the sun. And the good thing about that is when you're radiating, you can't absorb. It's impossible. So this is a good thing to put in your bag of tricks when you know you're going to be going into a challenging situation and you need to be able to blossom and radiate and not absorb everything around you. Can you feel that energy as you've done it? Are you feeling it out there? Aurora?
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. I'm
Lots
feeling
of
it.
warm heart chakra stuff.
Yes. And so we always have to have some protection, too, when we're offering these rituals. This one, again, is using a fiery energy for shielding. And it's the first thing that I ever learned from the wonderful Phyllis Woodbury. And again, we're going to imagine surrounding ourselves with a ring of fire. And as you see that ring of fire going around you, you just say out loud or to yourself, I surround myself with the ring pass not to protect me and or mine. And so each one of us seeing that ring of fire around our waists and around the planet. I surround myself with the ring, pass not, to protect me and or mine. This is a good way to bring in that fiery, passionate energy of the time. So, Aurora, please share with us. Please share with us. And when we get to the directions, you two should do them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, for me, I've had a lot of messages this week about how part of the fire energy is laughter, is mirth. And I have found that sometimes laughter is indeed the best way to lighten our hearts and open them up. And one of the teachers that is revered in Native American stories is the coyote, and it's also called the sacred clown medicine. And what it does is it teaches us how to laugh at ourselves as well as the silly or funny or laughable things that we see going on around us. And that's not the same as laughing at someone unkindly. It's being able to see ourselves as human and to have compassion for one another and to be able to laugh at some of the predicaments we get ourselves into because of the pressures of the outside world or what other people may think, or it is about teaching us not to take ourselves too seriously by allowing ourselves to not judge, but to have hearts that are open and allowing. And this is truly also very protective for us because, again, as you said, if the energy is moving from us, it's not going to be coming at us. And so I've told my students about this sacred clown medicine or this Heyoka energy. And they've learned, as I have, that when all else fails, if you can see the humor in the situation, then be able to lighten up your attitude about it and be able to laugh at yourself or at some of the things we see going on out in the public now, that we're able to deal with it in a better way. We're able to be stronger rather than getting caught up in fear. And right now we see so many comedic things going on out in the public that, yes, we still have to be aware of what's going on in the world, but if we take them too seriously or ourselves too seriously, we always end up in trouble. And so to be able to listen to something that makes us laugh, to be able to change our focus rather than from the tragedies of the world just for a few minutes to something that is going to make us laugh and lift our spirits is a real strong medicine and helping energy to shift. And when we learn that we can shift our own energy that way, then we don't get so caught up in the fear that is being sent at us in waves right now from all around the world. And so for me, that sacred clown teaching is real important because a lot of people, when we're young, when we're kids, you know, we used to do Ring Around the Rosie and have all kinds of fun games and activities, and we'd end up rolling on the grass and laughing and just giggling and having a wonderful time and feel very carefree. And as we get older, we tend to lose that. And so if we can bring that back within ourselves and focus deliberately on something that we know will make us laugh, lift our spirits, give us a giggle, kid around with each other in a kind and loving way, this can really help us to keep our hearts open and not get caught up in fear or confusion. And it gives us a real point of strength when we learn how to do it by choice. So that's what we've been working on.
Yeah, boy, we certainly do need to laugh. It does lift us up. And
yeah.
So what are the runes telling us for this special time?
Okay. So for the topic of this month's WomenSpirit Rising, Flash, you've talked about for the summer solstice using the fire of the heart for peace and healing and right leadership, as well as peace, healing, and balance, both for the planet and in our own lives. You know, when we do this in our own lives, then we sort of start a critical mass where it makes a difference with the planet. So the first rune that I want to talk about this evening, and this evening I have 4 runes, but I won't take extra time. The first rune I want to talk about is Sowilo, and that is the rune of the sun, which is most fitting for the summer solstice. And when I do rune reading, I have a couple of runes that have like a special symbol. This is a great rune if you pick it, you know. And this Sowilo is one of those runes. This rune is about wholeness, love, happiness, health, and healing. This rune asks us to be a hollow bone. And so if you think back to the meditation that we just did with Flash about feeling the sun in your heart, I almost every day when I go outside and I do a sun salute. I like to watch the sun move across the sky, you know, as time passes. And I face the sun and I let the sun shine on my chest. And I say, you know, Sowilo, shine in and through me, a perfect microcosm of the power of one. Let me be a hollow bone. Let right action, let right thoughts and right words flow through me. Let the love and light of the universe permeate all my interactions. And whether we like what's going on or whether we don't like what's going on, permeating all our interactions, I know that we're always putting the right energy out there to make the transformations that need to happen for a more peaceful and balanced existence. The second rune that I chose was Algiz. That looks like the inside of a peace sign turned upside down. It's a Y with a third little stick sticking straight up there. And what this symbolizes is the elk's horn. This rune is called Algiz, but it symbolizes the elk. Again, one of my favorite runes because my personal medicine is deer, and elk is a member of the deer family. It's a really big deer. But this Algiz, this elk rune, is all about divine protection. And this is both about divine protection for the planet and divine protection for us as individuals. This is it's a loving hand, and that protects us and takes care of us. And you can also think about the deer horn, the elk's horns, they use them as protection. But the other really important thing about this rune is this rune talks about the long haul versus the sprint. The elk is a very powerful animal. He doesn't run like a puma. An elk can run for a long time and just keep going and outrun the predator cat that may be chasing the elk. The things about this is we're talking about making a change in our planet and wanting a more peaceful planet and right action in our planet. If we want to do this, we can't just be on the bandwagon today. We have to be on this for the long haul, which takes me to the next rune, which is called Manaz. And if you think about it, it would be two P's facing each other, kissing. It's like a fancy M where there looks like an X on the top. And Manaz is about being willing to maintain our sacred union with our fellow man. It's about our relationship to our fellow man. And so the idea here is that, again, if we as individuals are willing to do the work, to take the journey to develop our own relationship with mankind, as we become more enlightened, we lighten the path for other people. But I want to, stress that we have to do our before we can just go out there and change the world. And that doesn't mean I have to stay home and get all perfect before I send my energy out in the world. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying we have to do our own work inside as well as doing our work outside. So these three runes, I really feel like they support the the topic for the evening. But before I move on to the last thing, I want to read a little poem written by Ralph Bloom about this rune Manaz and our relationship. It says, "Sun and moon and your own heart speak always of that which abides. In solitude and stillness, know that the journey always begins and ends with the self." So, we need to do our work at home so that we're clean inside to do our work out there in the world. When Gandhi was doing all of his work and, Gandhi set aside one day of the week, I think it was Thursday, to meditate. And they go, oh, but we have this rally on Thursday. So on Thursday, I meditate on Thursday. I'm no good the other days of the week to do the right thing, to lead this movement. So I think that really exemplifies doing your own work in order to have right action when you're doing your work for the world. And then the final rune that I wanted to talk about is Thursaz. Okay, this is Thor's rune, and I drew this rune. Everybody okay? I drew.
Yeah, there's probably a nice big armadillo outside.
Okay. All right, we're all good.
Yep.
But Thursaz is Thor's rune. It's Thor's hammer Mjolnir. And I did a lot of studying on this rune, and I learned so much more about this rune when I was there the other day, because I studied everything I had about it. And what Mjolnir does, the magical hammer, is to help bring into control the powers of chaos. So if you think powers that we're looking out here in the world of not having right leadership and the powers of chaos, then if you think about the hammer Mjolnir, what puts those things under control. And if you look at the rune Thursaz, if you turned it on its side and you were to try to draw a little witch's hat, that's what it would look like. It'd be a straight line with a bump on it. And one of the things about this is it takes two different opposing energy forces, that of the chaos and that of the magical hammer, which I'm going to call love, because the question, love is the answer. So when you take the two powers of chaos and love, and they come together in that point, like opposing forces in a astrological chart, they come together to help us move forward in right action. So those are the runes that came to me for this topic. So we've got the sun, Soelo, for the solstice, and letting divine action flow through us, the light and light of the universe flowing through us. Protection for our mission. In order to do this, we need to be right with ourselves and our fellow human beings. And when we take the magical hammer of Mjolnir, which I'm saying is love, and put that, not trine, but in a right angle with the powers of chaos, we come up with a forward-moving energy to go where we need to go. So that's what I've got for you.
Okay. Well, we certainly had a little chaos here, but moving right along, time to call in the directions and perhaps keep some of the strange animals where they belong. Aurora, I think we should continue with them as they're written out here.
Okay. Well, first, let's call in the powers of the east, the direction of the sun, the direction of light, the direction of air, bringing us new ideas, new ways of dealing with things, new ways of making the rules that will help bring the world into a better place. Call in the hawk and the eagle, carrying our prayers. And the powers of our minds together to be mindful with intention of what is best for all the people.
Oh, blessed be.
Blessed be.
And I'm calling in the south, the corner of the divine fire. And this is the place of the deer with compassion, and the cougar, who also has that fiery passion for right action, to stand up and take charge when that is necessary, to bring in that fire of the heart and say, okay, I'll not stand for this. I want the world to feel, to be a much more divine and loving place. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
And I call in the direction of the west, of the oceans, the lakes, the rivers, the streams, the direction of the old people that have passed, the direction of healing. And these waters also exist in every cell of our bodies and the bodies of everything that's alive on the earth. And so we ask for the great mothers of the waters to help strengthen and allow them to flow to the places they need to gently. So be it.
So motivate. I call the powers of the north, the spirit keepers of the north, the place of the earth and spirit, the material plane where we manifest our dreams, the home of White Buffalo Woman. When we face the north and speak our desires, this is the place where we manifest them. Come, be with us, join our rites tonight. Aho.
So be it.
Aho. And now calling in all of our ancestors, not just mine, not just yours, all of our ancestors, the ones we know and the ones that we don't. And this is such an important time. And they want us to ask them in. That is their desire to be there for our help and our aid, and to remind us not to just take it all on. Oh, blessed be ancient ones, blessed be all our ancestors.
Blessed be.
Ashe, aho. So, at this point, we are creating our sacred circle. And we're imagining this coming through our hands, through our hearts, through all of us, and encircling the planet. And this cauldron of transformation is here to help us manifest healing and right leadership. And this doesn't mean just in our country, this means for the world, because the world does need this manifestation at this time. So, think big and do expect a miracle. Why not? Why not expect a miracle? If we don't expect them, how can we have them? So, in terms of right leadership, I ask that I be in touch always with what my purpose is, what my particular mission plan is, and that I align myself with that so that I can personally be manifesting that in my daily life. And also that the healing that I'm needing be manifesting so that I can do this better. So that's what I want to do with myself in terms of manifesting this right leadership.
I'll be that. For me, the first personal thing that I'm wanting to enable and empower is being able to remember that all the people that I'm dealing with are frightened, unsure, dealing with the chaos Flash mentioned. And that I'll be able to see past that and find ways to uplift or empower them away from this fear into ways that they can help themselves, just as we still have to do each day in our own life. And using the things that we talked about earlier do help that way, but also to be able to see myself in the future happy and healthy and successfully doing the things that I've already started to work on, the endeavors I'm already busy with, and to be able to look back and see that the energy has been manifesting as I had hoped. So I want to be future now. I want to be able to know that in the future, the things we're working on now, the lifting up that we're doing, the needing to know that things are going to be better, that there is light at the end of the tunnel for ourselves as well as all that we cross paths with is going to manifest. So for me personally, I'm putting my vision into that there'll be a day we'll look back and see all this hard work and change and chaos was worth it. So be it.
So motivate. Okay. So for Wright and myself, on a personal level, I ask for the right leadership within myself to give me the right thought and the right word and the right action to continue to move towards financial ease in my life so that I am able to continue to develop and manifest Dear Heart Lodge. And when the time is right and it's just that when the time is right, I'm open to a well-suited partner. But I'm not into rushing it. I want it when it's right.
Mm-hmm.
So be it.
So be that.
Blessed be. Okay. Moving out into the world a little bit more. And as we look around and about, there's so much difficulty out there, and I would really like to see a manifestation of an end to racism, sexism, and homophobia out in the world, where we don't have to keep hearing every day about more people being shot. I would like to see that finally those who've gotten shot playing baseball are able to reach out and say, maybe this is what they're talking about with gun control, because it hit them. Maybe they can relate to the fact that their folks got shot at. Maybe they don't relate to the fact that the police are shooting black women and children and men and boys on a daily basis. Maybe they don't get that. But maybe the fact that they got shot at is going to make them connect those dots so that what we start to see is more of a movement towards ending gun violence by making it so easy to get them. And I'm not saying no one should have guns. I'm just saying that there should be more of a balanced way for people to wind up having guns so that it's not such a free-for-all that it tends to be. And people will look on the TV and they see it played over and over and over with, I'm pissed off at my company. I think I'm going to take a gun and go shoot up the whole place. The more that this goes out into the world, the more copycats we have. So let's see the power of the gun be replaced by the power of the heart. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be. Okay, I am asking for and intending that we can manifest more women with open hearts and open minds in office. Not women that are trying to be like the men that are already in office. Women that will care for the women and the children and the elderly and the infirm, and make sure that they have what they need available to them in our society, rather than the women now that are winning elections and just parroting what the men have done before in order to get to a place of power. We need many Wonder Women in places of power in the world. And the few that are in power, that are doing the best they possibly can for all of their society, are under attack now. And it's for them and those like them that I ask for strength and wisdom and perseverance and the ability, and including the finances available to them to achieve those places of power to make a better future for the entire planet. So be it.
Yes.
So mote it be. I would like to ask to pray for the people of our planet to become more heart-centered. As we develop compassion on an individual basis, we can't help the whole place. So I'm asking for a growth of compassion in humankind's heart. When you don't know the question, love is still the answer all the time. So I ask for a compassionate, heart-centered populace that's just oozing that all out and infecting everybody that comes around them, so we can just be some compassionate, loving, open-hearted people that can love ourselves with balance. Blessed be.
Blessed be. I'm reaching into that cauldron of transformation, and I'm just rooting around, and I'm pulling out a surprise gift that when we start hearing the news, that it really is news, that it's something new out there, a change, that outbursts of love everywhere. Oh my goodness, that the Middle East, Arabs and Jews locking hands and just saying, oh, we've been so ridiculous about this. We're all people after all. We all want bread and water and children. We all want the survival for our families. What the heck? Why don't we just join hands and stop this ridiculousness? And my goodness, more surprises popping up all over the place. Over in Korea, Kim Jong-un goes, oh, why do I want to play with all these bombs? How silly of me. I could be blowing up my own people. That's not a good idea at all. I think I need to start thinking about the survival of my own people, never mind my desire to play with bigger and badder missiles. Wow, there's so many surprises that are possible out there. And, oh my goodness, we have a new president and a new vice president, and the swamp has been cleaned and dusted out. My goodness, what a surprise. They don't want the job anymore. They think it's way too boring, not as much fun. And there's some new good people stepping up, even some women saying, we don't care what party. We're going to have a party. This is going to be the party of liberation. Surprise! Blessed be.
Blessed
be. And I'm going to add to that cauldron. People realizing that what they do to the earth, they do to themselves. And even the people in the highest income bracket and with the highest, biggest companies to run realize that using up everything on this planet before they find a better one to live on is not really smart. And deciding that they want to be able to preserve and protect what is good in the earth and what is good on the earth for everyone, rather than taking everything out of the earth that they can make money on. And recognizing that the waters and the air and the land must be protected and rejuvenated, because we really can't eat oil or uranium or copper. We need good food to eat and good water to drink. And that they will realize and put their intentions and their monies and their power into preserving it and protecting it rather than destroying it for more money. So be it.
So be it. And I'm just going to keep adding to that similar cauldron here. I ask for a cleaner, greener environmental consciousness for our people. It's time to love up the great Mother Gaia and commune and be with and part of her, rather operating under this false consciousness of power over versus power with.
Mm-hmm.
The earth strives to please us every day. All you have to do is look around and you can see it. There's some flowers blooming. There's some just magnificently gorgeous thing there all the time. If you just look around, you can tell that the earth is striving to please you every day. And it's really important for us to have a reciprocal relationship with the earth. The earth is not ours to take advantage of. It's ours to take care of. We are the caretakers. We are just like everybody else. We're a part of a large microcosm, and we all have to do our parts. And just because we're different and we think we're smart doesn't mean that we can outsmart the Great Mother. We have to work with her thing rather than operating from this power consciousness that we can just do whatever we want and there'll always be plenty. Oh.
Major paradigm shift for one and all. Yes, sounds like what we need, to be sure. And I think that our circle, even as early as it is actually complete, unless anyone has more that they want to share.
I was just going to add that it sounds like what we have woven in the last several minutes is a really wonderful Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes.
So hopefully that dream can become reality.
Yes,
absolutely.
We have woven a beautiful dream. Beautiful dream. And the circle is open and never broken.
Never broken.
The circle is open and never broken. The circle is open and never broken. Merry meet.
Merry part.
And merry meet again.
Merry meet.
And again. So Our next show is for July 21st, and it'll be another magical night for all of us. So I do feel much gratitude for spending this lovely evening with all of you. And may we be blessed, all of us, one and all.
Thank you for listening to Passionate World Radio Network, a multimedia company. You can listen to this program all over again at passionateworldradionetwork.com, facebook.com/PWRN, twitter.com/PWRN, googleplus.com/PWRN. Distinguish yourself from the ordinary. And remember, please keep listening.